welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my kitchen again. I'm doing another cooking video because I found this bread on TikTok. It's avocado bread, and I know St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and I thought what a great idea to do this bread for St. Patrick's Day. I mean, if it comes out green. I think it's gonna come out green, but I guess we'll see. It's very simple. I think this recipe is supposed to be from either the Great Depression or just many, many years ago. I don't know. One thing I'm going to add that it does not call for is some vanilla extract, but for the most part, it's just really simple. You have your avocados, sugar, flour, eggs, and baking powder. I think that is it. And I just jotted this down real quick. I will leave the recipe in the description box, probably typed out. If I can get a link to the video, I will leave that as well. But it's very interesting because there's no butter and there's no oil, so no sources of fat except from avocado, which is a naturally occurring fat, and it's just a fruit. So I thought this, I don't know, if it works out, it would be great. You could, of course, use a sugar substitute instead of regular sugar if you want to make this a little healthier, but I thought for the first time trying it out, I'm going to just use regular sugar, and the amount that I'm making is for 2 large loaf pans. Typically, like, I think this recipe is just for 1 regular loaf pan, and typically when I'm making things I do more and put some in the freezer, and I know you're not supposed to do that for recipes that you're just trying out for the first time, but I'm gonna do it and I'm hoping it'll turn out well. I think it will. So I'm going to start out with my avocados. I let them ripen for a few days because when I first got them with my Walmart grocery order, they were very hard, and I'm going to use 6 of them, so not quite all of them. And yeah, we'll see how this works out. Okay, these are very, very ripe. I actually learned a trick recently. A way to get your avocado pit out, I'm just going to go over the trash can here, is to just push it out like this. My avocados are very ripe, but there you go. So you don't have to get a knife and try and do it that way. Can't be throwing out all the avocados. Some of them are really hard and no good. So right now in this bowl I've got the avocado, and I just kept the nice soft ones, the ones that are still good. I think it equaled about 6, and I have 2 1/4 cups of sugar in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get it all creamed together really well with my stand mixer, and then I'm going to be adding the eggs one at a time with vanilla extract. And the eggs, typically when you're baking, it's best to use room temperature eggs. I didn't have these out for very long, so they are cold, but it's always good to have a separate bowl to crack them into to make sure they're good before dumping them into your recipe. I'm adding all the rest of these eggs. In this bowl so far. We have our 6 very ripe avocados, 9 eggs, and I did like a couple splashes of vanilla extract, and as you saw we had the sugar there as well, the 2 1/4 cups of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add 6 cups of flour, and then our last ingredient is 4 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. I think it's 4 1/2. I'll have to double check, because again I am tripling this recipe, so it seems like a lot, and 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. So anyway, I got a bunch of measuring spoons here. There is no salt in this recipe, but I'm not going to go ahead and try and add that as well. I'll just see how this turns out. Something I have been doing more recently is looking into ingredients of things that I'm using, like ingredients of ingredients, and just really paying attention to labels and things like that. Trying to use simpler ingredients and kind of make things my own or myself. But this baking powder is something I have been looking into recently, how it contains aluminum, which is not good for you. So I did purchase some baking powder without aluminum, but I did want to use out what I had already. But just keep that in mind, that if you're purchasing baking powder, just look for that. Try and get the baking powder without aluminum if you care about that sort of thing. Now it's interesting with flour, when you scoop it out, there is a correct way to do this, because you could have a cup of flour that weighs, you know, however many grams. I don't know how much it weighs exactly, but it can be packed in more or be sifted. If you have sifted flour, that's a lot lighter per cup. So if you're going to measure cups, the best, most accurate way that I've found is you kind of scoop it up and then just like let it fall and then scoop out of that. And then I just level it like that. Some people use a knife, but this is just how I do it. I went ahead and mixed the flour and baking powder into the mixture, but not too much, because typically when you're baking, if you mix it too much, it can become tough. And I want this to be a nice fluffy bread. We'll see how it is. We have some dinner in the oven right now. It's the evening, it's about 5:30, and after dinner we're probably going to try this bread and let you know how it tastes. I'll have my family taste test, and I'm going to go ahead and grease a couple of these extra large loaf pans with avocado oil spray. Another trick, and I don't know how accurate this is if you take a paper towel and kind of get the grease off the top, that your baked goods will rise more. I don't know if that works, but I guess we'll see. So our avocado bread is all ready to go in the oven. I have it preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to check it after about 40 minutes. I'm going to set a timer for 40 minutes and then see how it's looking. I just took the avocado breads out of the oven. They're right behind me and they're looking good. And just so you guys know, a little reminder, it is not quiet in this house. With 6 kids, 6 and under, like right now I'm able to talk and everything because my husband's sitting with them in one of the bedrooms right now, except some of them are starting to come out. I have to get them all settled down with dinner and everything, but for a moment there, it was so loud that I had the water running and dishes going, and my husband was making a bottle for the baby who was starting to get upset and cry for milk, so we just had a lot going on. The kids were running around screaming, and there were zeros on the timer, and my husband saw the zeros on there, and he's like, why isn't it beeping? And I was like, yes, because I kind of heard it beeping, but anyway, it was like so loud in here. But yeah, I have to wait sometimes for it to quiet down a little bit before I can actually film. I just wanted to let you guys in on that a little bit, because right now I know like it's kind of quiet. But anyway, like I said, the bread is out now. I'm going to loosen it from the pans, put them on cooling racks or a cooling rack, and then get it cut and get it tasted, and we'll see how it goes. I did look on TikTok again at the video. I think the creator's name who has this video is, I think it's B. Dylan Hollis, I think. And yeah, the recipe is from 1973, which I thought was interesting because I always like older recipes and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool. And I watched it again, and when I had watched it before, this video is pretty viral, I think, depending what you consider viral, I guess. When I had watched it before, it had over 6 million views, which is, of course, a lot. But now it's over 20 million views, so I think that's so cool. And it would be such a great bread to make for St. Patrick's Day because it's green and it's naturally green, and I just think that's so cool. I was going to put, like, orange peel or something on the top, but I don't want to mess with the recipe too much, like I said, because, you know, the, Irish flag, white, orange, and green. I don't know. Serve it on a white plate. I thought that would be cool. But anyway, we'll see how it is. Just the way it is. And yeah, I'm excited to try it. And by the way, I think the bread was in the oven for a total of about 50 minutes or close to 50. But I was starting to feed the baby and everything when I had it in for the last 5 minutes. And the timer went off and I didn't know how long it had been in there or over that time. So like give or take a few minutes, close to 50-ish, but that's like obviously if you make it, you'll probably have different size pans maybe, and it will just depend on all of that, and I guess how hot your oven gets. Really, I don't know, but anyway, that's what we did, and it's looking good. The bread is all done. It's been cooling for, I don't know, like 10 minutes or so. How does it smell? How do you think it smells?
Excellent.
I think it smells a little like flour, but good. Doesn't really smell like anything, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
Does? Hmm? It's got a nice crunchy outside. What do you think it looks like? It looks green. That's good. That's what we want. Children! Nice and hot and steamy. Tabitha, what are you doing? Okay, we're gonna taste this. Tastes like nothing. Tastes a bit like Tropicana.
Tastes a bit like Tropicana.
I definitely taste the avocado. Do you want to try some?
Yeah.
Yeah, try it. After I was making this bread, I got it all in the oven and everything, I was saying to my husband, who's behind the camera, like, oh, I'm excited to try the avocado bread, and he's like, I don't like avocados, and I said, I don't either. I'm like, why are we making this bread again? But anyway, let's see how you like it. What do you think?
It's not bad.
Definitely taste the avocado.
Yeah.
And I think it will be good breakfast bread for the children, or like I said, St. Patrick's Day breakfast. So a little of this green bread with some eggs, green eggs.
It's not super strong avocado taste.
It's not. Yeah, it tastes a little bland. No. In hindsight, I am glad that I put the vanilla extract in because it does add flavor. But yeah, it's good. So overall, I think it's good. I think I would make it again. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good? And I think the kids are going to like it, so. Okay, Owen is going to try some bread. Tell Mommy what you think.
It's very hungry. Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, which hopefully will be soon. Bye-bye.